Before you say anything, no, this is not going to be one of those videos where I'm going to be a professional and tell you how to live your life. This is just kind of my thoughts, and maybe this could help you, or maybe not, or maybe you needed to hear this. Maybe this popped into your feed because you needed to hear something like this. I don't know. I just feel like making a video like this, and that's what I'm going to do. And the gameplay in the background, I am actively playing. This is not pre-recorded footage. This is actually me in the moment playing it. There's no script. I'm literally just speaking from my mind and heart here. But anyway, brothers, sisters, and friends of all, welcome to a different kind of video where I am going to talk about something that may matter to a lot of people, or not, depends on who you are. But this is something that has popped up into my mind lately, and I know why I still do this, but maybe you don't, and maybe my perspective on life may change on how you feel, and maybe it'll help you and stuff. But anyway, let's get on with it. Why should you continue posting on social media, especially in the current events of today? For context, current events today have been seeming a little bit dim, a bit grim and stuff. If you don't know, TikTok got purchased by an American company and they're doing shady shit with it by tracking information that doesn't really need to be tracked in the first place. There's a bunch of theories and stuff of like why they're tracking this stuff. It's because ICE wants to either do this and that, or maybe it's because this and that. And there's just a lot of theories out there. Of course, we have the choice of whether it's actually true or not. But anyway, regardless, there's a bunch of stuff going on with TikTok and it's causing people to leave the platform. And people are also noticing that Instagram is also being a really terrible place to do anything with like artists and stuff. Instagram is really bad for getting engagement with your posts and stuff. There's been a lot of things going on with social media lately that's making it seem for artists that it's kind of impossible to just draw art. Not impossible, like it's you just can't do it at all. It's more impossible of like post art be noticed and stuff, especially for the smaller artists who are getting like zero attention right now and such. There's this like daunting shadow that's looming over smaller artists, especially myself. It just feels like, is there really anything left that you can do right now? There, it feels like that, with especially AI taking over and stuff, it feels like there's not much left to do. Not like left to do, but what am I trying to say here? So, it right now it's starting to very much feel like how just like there's no hope of posting. You're going to be replaced by AI. That's probably what it's feeling like right now. It's feeling like there's no better future to come from this and stuff. But if there's anything I've noticed with posting over the last 6 years, there is something noteworthy to mention. It's the importance of knowing that there is hope that you should be continuing. That you should keep moving forward regardless of what the scenario is looking like right now. Of course, as an artist, when AI came to be a thing and stuff, and it's wanting to replace artists and stuff, of course, that's a bad thing. But if you look at it on the bright side, it shows you what corporations who are going to be replacing their artists with AI. It shows you which corporations you shouldn't trust, that you shouldn't be affiliated with and stuff. Especially if you're like, let's say you're a sponsor of this company and you realize that company's now using AI. Oh, if you hate AI, stop sponsoring that company. You know, even if it was for the money. At that point, you pick up and realize, holy shit, these guys are a bunch of pieces of shits. But that doesn't explain why you should continue drawing art or doing your hobby, especially with the fear of AI replacing you. And it's a very important thing that I'm seeing a lot of people talk about, that I'm glad people are talking about now, because it's bound to happen soon, and I can't wait. So in case you don't know, AI companies are losing money. They are losing, I don't know how, I didn't look far into it, but in some way, somehow, they are losing the money that they need to spend and run. There's a lot of people getting really sick and tired of AI right now, and it's mainly generative AI. They don't care. I see some people argue that they don't like it as a tool either, but other than that, most people will still argue that as a tool it shouldn't be used. But regardless, the generative AI part, where we've got companies trying to replace artists with the generative machines being a mega problem, that's, obviously things I want to point out today. So, why should you continue art? Why should you continue writing? Why should you continue photography? Well, it's because it's a part of the human soul. You are putting your soul, your experience, your emotions into an art piece. And life is full of emotion, and we shouldn't let these greedy, stupid ass companies take the soul out of the things that we love. If you continue creating art right now, you are doing a very good thing at rebelling against these companies that think that they can stop you from doing what you love, or making you think that you are now obsolete. The companies that are trying to make you feel like that, if you're letting them get to your skin, don't. Try your absolute hardest not let them get to your under your skin and stuff. Do you love your art? Do you love your writings and books and stuff? Good. Keep doing them. Because let me tell you, the reason why I still continue is because I love doing it. It's a passion of mine. I love writing. I love drawing. I love programming and making music and everything. Even if I am not very skilled anymore in these areas, even if I'm not very proficient, even if I'm lacking behind, I still love creating. Still love being able to play house flipper and look at a house and go, I can turn this into a masterpiece. Or I love whenever I open up a canvas and go, damn, I really want to draw today. But how did I achieve this? How did I achieve this mindset, this love to draw, the passion, the life, the emotion? And it comes with a very simple thing. And you need to distance yourself from social media. Do not, and I repeat, do not focus on the numbers. I think focusing on the numbers is only important if you want to make a career out of posting on social media, like a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, someone on Patreon selling commissions or something. But if you're not focused on any of that and you want a normal job with hobbies on top of it, then I think it's personally best that you stop focusing on the numbers, because that's what I did. I stopped putting all my time, all my worries into the numbers, and it's led me down a very positive path into realizing, holy shit, I'm starting to enjoy what I love most, even more now, because of all this. It's a very good thing. A very, very good thing. It's something that I feel like that more passionate artists who are more in it for the passion should start doing. And I feel like it's a very important thing to just understand where to sit down and realize, holy shit, why am I so focused on the numbers? I'm here for it for the fun. And I think the mindset that I have with it is a great mindset. Just take a look. Why do I still post? Why do I still do all these things? Why am I still focusing on posting? Well, it's because instead of focusing on posting because I want to see the numbers rise and see, like, have a bunch of people looking at my stuff, the reason why I still post is because I want to have my artworks, have my writing, have something creative of mine to be at least somewhere out there on the internet. Let's say you are focused on the views. Hey, if you're getting only about 100 views, maybe 50 per post, hey, that means that somebody, at least one or more people, are at least looking at what you've created. I think that's better than none. Having at least more than one person be able to stare at your mastermind of a piece. Of whether it may be your characters, the landscapes, it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever that you created is still being looked at by someone somewhere out on the internet. Now I feel like that means you absolutely, regardless of what you think, have definitely achieved something. Getting 0 views on something means that no one's seeing it, and that means you didn't, or at least in my perspective, that means you didn't do good enough, That means you didn't put your all, even if you thought you did. The reason you should continue posting and stuff is that we need more artists out here in the world. And in a world where it seems like AI is taking over, really love seeing all these people who are making themselves known out there, where they're like, hey, look, I'm an artist. Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff that I drew and everything. Look at this. Look at that. I'm seeing more artists now thanks to AI. Not because AI is doing a good thing, as in like its generative uses and stuff. More like AI is doing a good thing as it's helping artists rebel and be like, hey, look at my art. I'm a real artist. I'm not AI. And then you go look, it's like, hey, they're speaking the truth. They're actually real. And it's helping the smaller artists be more discoverable, especially with the not AI, especially with the artist support posts. Those are doing numbers right now. Let's say you are focused on the numbers. Let's say that you are focused on trying to make a living off of content creation. Now, I'm no expert at this, so please don't take my word at like full value. Take it at more like a surface level, maybe something that you haven't thought of yet or something. Let's say you're making videos on YouTube. Let's start there. You're making videos on YouTube and nobody's looking at your video. Take a look at your video, take a look at your thumbnail, take a look at the content that's inside it, and ask yourself, are you making a video that you would want to watch? Can you sit down and watch your own video from start to finish? If not, then that means that it's not entertaining enough. That means that you should go and take a step further, analyze what videos that you enjoy watching most, and then apply those elements from those other videos into your own videos. So, like sound effects or subtitles, maybe interactive elements on screen or something, you know. Different things. There's so many things that you can add to a video that gives it a bit more life and makes it a bit more engaging than just someone talking while gameplay is going on in the background. I'm not saying that people don't watch those kind of videos. I mean, hell, if anyone remembers who Leafy is, he used to just play CSGO in the background. If that even was him playing in the background. I never watched his videos personally, but he used to just play games in the background, have gameplay in the background while talking about some shit that I don't even know what the hell he talked about. All I knew is the guy was an asshole and nobody liked him. But regardless, you could do stuff like that. You just have gameplay videos in the background. Just think about the videos that you personally enjoy watching most on YouTube or maybe on TV, podcasts, and Twitch streamers and stuff. Then replicate that. And then instead of just replicating it one-to-one, maybe add a personal twist to it. You know, like with my videos, I love the videos where people have either their own personal avatar on screen and they're explaining stuff, either with a script or without one. There's subtitles occasionally, and there's a bunch of like examples and stuff of what they're talking about. Like, I recently watched a video about the entire lore on the Black Ops games, all of it, and I mean all of it, including Cold War and Black Ops 6, because I was not going to go play Black Ops 6, and I'm not even going to bother watch Black Ops 7 either, because I've already seen the boss fight with Harper. That shit looks horrendous. But anyway, main point though is that the inspiration here is that I've seen someone with their avatar on screen and they're just explaining these videos and stuff, or not those videos, but like the video games and stuff. And a motivating thing is that like these guys are putting their heart and soul into these videos, and I'm realizing that they're being authentic. They're putting a part of themselves, a part of their childhood into the video to further explain the point of why the game is great, or why you should do this, or not this, but like why you should enjoy the game, or like just whatever the point may be, you know. So you take that video, you take those videos that you watch that have inspired you and add your own personal twist. But what is a personal twist though? Like, you're probably sitting there looking at me right now going, what do you mean by personal twist? What do you mean by that? Well, the videos that I watch are mostly video essays and stuff, people talking and stuff, have a personal avatar and stuff. Well, for the whole avatar thing, if you're an artist, go draw your own avatar. If you're not an artist, you got a friend who's an artist, make them draw your character. Don't actually make them, don't force them to draw your character, but pay them. Or if they're willing to do it for free, then let them do it for free. But you get what I mean, right? The reason I chose a Crusader Knight to be the main avatar, the main icon of the channel, is because I have a deep interest and love and passion in Crusader armor. I don't know why, but Crusader armor, the armor that Crusaders, the Knights Templar specifically, had worn, just stands out to me. And I know it's something that a lot of people have loved over time, and especially, I bet you've probably heard of this guy named Swagger Souls. He's a big inspiration of mine, especially when it comes down to humor. He's just a guy who wears a Crusader helmet and wears a sweatshirt. I haven't watched Swagger in a hot while. I hope that he's still doing great. I hope that his content's still doing great. I hope that he's still a YouTuber that people like, that he hasn't gotten himself into controversy. I'll look into post-editing of this video in hopes that he did not get into anything bad. But Swagger is a great inspiration of mine, and why that I just took upon the Crusader icon for the channel. Except instead of, so this is where the personal twist comes in. So he's like a Crusader, he wears a Crusader helmet, and it looks like he had it like personally made himself, or like someone made it for him, like a 3D printed, because it doesn't look like what most Crusader helmets usually look like, which is interesting. But maybe it is, maybe not, I don't know. But with Swagger though, his personal twist on it's that he's just a guy wearing a Crusader helmet. That's really it. And I've been told the same thing. You're just a guy wearing a Crusader helmet. So what's my twist? My twist is that my avatar is, I literally, shit you not, went deep into the history of the Knights Templar, all the Crusades, the first, second, third Crusade, etc., and went into research of trying to create the most possibly historically accurate Crusader armor. And that's my avatar. Historically accurate Crusader in modern times. In times where things that a Crusader should not be around, like a flat screen TV, or a Crusader playing House Flipper and decorating homes and doing tasks and stuff, you know? Just neat little things like that, where I'm a Crusader, Lewis Lockhart, in a modern realm, in a modern society. And I bet you there's more that I could do with personal twists on someone who's using a Crusader helmet to hide their identity on the internet, but for right now, it's working so far. And with the amount of time that I've got while still also trying to get a job, hopefully, maybe YouTube could become a job. I know I mentioned before in previous videos that I don't want YouTube to be my job, but honestly, I'd be fine with it, because I'm starting to find the fun of editing videos now. And that's pretty cool. But yeah, personal twists is a great thing to do when you have a big inspiration for your YouTube creation. Of course, lately I've been using Clip Studio Paint to create my own thumbnails, to make them look pretty cool and stuff. Am I going a little bit too detailed with my thumbnails? Yeah, probably. Do I care? No, because I think it's really cool. It really reflects on how focused I am on making my channel look like me, a reflection of me, of who I am, the person that I am. I'm creative. I'm a guy who tries to remain humble. I try to enlighten others, try to teach others how to have a bit more of a positive mindset, to see that life is balanced, to remember that it's okay to have your downsides, and that it's okay to be down and stuff, and it's okay to be sad and stuff, etc., etc. I could go on and on. The type of channel that I want to create and make videos for is the type of channel that feels real. I want you to watch the video and go, this is a real guy. He's not even acting. He doesn't have a script in front of him. He's real. He's authentic. That's something I hope that I can capture the emotion in people in videos. That's what also makes like video editing super fun. Like, all right, I have a goal. I need to achieve on capturing other viewers' emotions onto looking at my videos and going, this guy's real for that. This guy's got a good point. This guy is so real. So I've went on and on about talking about how you can be authentic, how you can be original to yourself, your inspirations in the videos that you watch that entertain you, and then replicating that in your own video while giving it a personal twist. But that probably still doesn't explain, maybe for you, of why you should continue posting. That's where things get complicated, because why I still post is going to be completely different for why you may not post, or why you may not still post. I still post because I have this thing in the back of my mind that says, don't fail. I still post because if I stopped posting right now, here's my perspective on it. If I ever stopped posting, if I stopped doing what I do, if I stopped making art, if I stopped making writing and stuff, that's basically, in my eyes, saying that the assholes of the internet, the people who looked down on me, the people who didn't believe in me, were right. And I don't want that. That's stupid. I don't want the losers of the internet, the people who do nothing with their lives, to tell me that I have failed, that they were right and stuff, etc. You know, I want them to look down on me and go, hey, I was right. I knew you wouldn't succeed. No. Hell no. I don't want them to have the satisfaction of looking me in the eye and go and go and say that I have failed. No, absolutely not. So that's one of my main motivators of what makes me continue. I keep going. I keep moving forward to prove both those people wrong, but also the other point that I also mentioned, that I also want my artworks, my writing, some form of creativity that I have created, whether original or fan art, myself, to go somewhere out there on the internet. I want someone to see that shit. I want people to see what I've created. I want people to see what person I am, how passionate I am into everything that I create and everything that I do, how much I love video games and stuff. And I feel like it's really special that even the people, the creators that only got like 200 subscribers, their videos are still being seen by someone out there. Someone, you may be one of my 153 subscribers. Thank you for 153 subscribers. But you may be one of those, my 153 subscribers, seeing a real authentic human, being himself, even when there's very little people seeing it on the internet. Because to me, it is very, very special that there's at least somebody out there, a complete stranger, seeing me get all passionate and willing to look at the video. Watch it all the way through and stuff. Or maybe watch just the first 10 minutes. Watching a minute of it means more to me. Actually, like, not more to me, but watching a minute of it means a lot to me, more than what it may mean to other people as well. And I feel like this type of mindset is very important to continuing posting on the internet, even when it feels like everything is just hopeless. To make a goal where at least one person sees what you have created. Think about that. Think about that. There's at least one person out there seeing what you made. Are they going to comment on it? Maybe not. But I feel like we shouldn't focus on the comments. The fact that people see it in the first place is pretty cool. Have you ever been in an art museum and not understood why the artist duct taped a fucking banana to the wall? Well, hey, that means you've seen it, you looked at it, now you're questioning it in your mind. And that's what some people might do on the internet. They're looking at your stuff, they just don't know how to put it into words of how they feel about it. Of course, the art critics and stuff are going to say something about it. They're going to critique your style and maybe judge it a little bit, maybe say something harsh about it, you know. You got the actual constructive criticism, people who actually give you good advice, and you've got the assholes who think they're giving you criticism, but they're actually being a dickhead. But regardless, they're going to say something about it. And those harsh comments, by the way, do not let that deter you from posting. Look at it on a good way. Look at it in a positive way. Maybe look at it in a way of like, oh, maybe I could improve from this. Or maybe look at it as a way as like, you've just pissed someone off with an artwork. You found someone who got upset for some reason over what you had made. And I feel like that's an achievement. To somehow piss someone off accidentally. Like, think about the AI bros who support generative AI and think it could replace actual real human artists. Right now, your artwork, whether no matter how good or bad it is, if someone comments on your post saying that AI could do better, you've pissed them off. That's actually pissed someone off. The fact that they had the audacity to comment on a post. There's two things good that comes out of that. One, you pissed off an AI bro, and two, most importantly, comments, especially rage bait, can give you engagement on your post, and that can push your post to be seen by bigger audiences as well. That's also a good thing. A lot of good outcomes can come from things that you may see as bad, you know? Now, not everything bad always has a good outcome out of it. Let's say you said some controversial shit. Yeah, nothing good could come out of that. An emphasis on can't. You cannot. Please, everybody on the internet, everything that you're going to post, whatever it may be, podcast episode of your thoughts on the political atmosphere, an artwork that you just created, some writing that you just did. Of course, you can't see my hands right now, so that's why my avatar is on screen. But whatever you do, it's still going to upset somebody. And when it upsets someone, there's two things you could do with it. One, you could ignore it. And for most cases, like artists who are not seeking for criticism, ignoring it is a good thing. Because you're just drawing for yourself. You don't want to improve. You will improve when you feel like improving. Or you can do another thing. You listen to the criticism and think about their perspective. That doesn't mean that you change your perspective. It doesn't mean you change yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you just think about how they came to think about what they said. You know, like someone criticizing your art. You look at your art and you look at the criticism they said, and you either go, yeah, but that's something I like about my art. Or you go, yeah, I see the point you're making. Maybe I could change something about it. And see how I feel about it afterwards. You know, it's keeping an open mind. And I think that you should keep posting regardless of what people say. And that sometimes that positive mindset of just seeing what potential you could grow from both positive and negative things is a good thing. If you're an artist who is still continuing, or maybe a writer, whatever you are, whatever creative field you are, if you're somebody who's still posting, please comment down below on this video about why you still post on social media. I want to hear your thoughts. You've heard mine now. I want to hear yours. Let me know why you still post. Why are you still doing art? Why are you still writing? Why amidst in the world where AI feels like it's taking over everything, that you are still posting, that you are still making art, voicing your passion and stuff? Why are you still doing all this? I want to know. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Don't let the haters get to you. But anyway, let's get to the end of the video now. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. I hope that you either did get something out of this, maybe not, that's okay. Maybe you didn't even watch it all the way through, that's okay. You did watch it all the way through, please comment down below everything that I asked about, like, your perspective on things and stuff. Let me know. Sometimes I'm curious, hey, what motivates you to continue? What's causing you to keep moving forward, you know? Have a great rest of your day and or night. Goodbye.